Miss Olumide Shonde, I think the founder. I believe she's very much here. Yes. Thank you very much for this. And most importantly, I apologize for rescheduling. Um, this session should have held yesterday, but I had I had a professional exam to write through the course of the week, and I was very busy. Also, to further appreciate the team, because of my very busy schedule, I was provided um, very effective presentation slides. However, I would like to note that I would appreciate if the knowledge being shared is not being focused on only what is going to show on the slides. I will be talking outside of the slide a lot of time, and I would just want us to really focus um, and gain a lot of insight from it. So, this class is going to be as interactive as possible. I will be looking at everybody. In fact, at some point, I can tell everybody to open their microphones. Let's have fun. Let's talk, because this is, should I say, arguably the most important part in any business. It's the bedrock of the business itself. There is no business without customers. I mean, at the end of the day, where are you serving? How are you looking to make money? If there is nothing, or if there is nobody you're serving. So, um, we start right about now. I think I'm supposed to start at 5:10. So, is everybody ready? You can just signify by show of hands, reactions, or anything. Okay, so for some weird reason, it's only the founder that is showing hands. I cannot see anybody. People are not excited, or I don't sound good. Okay, okay. More like it. More like it. I believe everybody can see my presentation screen. Okay, so before we start,
Yes.
everybody should, let's elect a class captain for today's class. So anybody willing to be the class governor for today's class? If you're willing, just raise up your hand. Okay, I think I've seen two hands already. I don't care. And all right, is there a way to create a poll? Mm, okay, I think I've seen the way to create a poll. Uh, any more class captains willing? I think I have Eileen, Chioma, um, Ebube, Evergreen. I think we have quite a number of people. So just two of you are interested in being class captain. All right then. You know what? I have two class captains. So for every question, they'll get to pick whoever is going to answer my question, and they'll be as interactive as they can be. Their mics can be unmuted. If you have any major question, you have to get through to the class captain before you get through to me. Since you decided not to be a class captain yourself, and that's going to be lesson one. You have to take charge. You have to take every opportunity as it is. First and foremost, you do not know who your ideal customer is, except you sell them an experience. I'm saying something for a fact here that two people have sold to me already. One, Adirunke and Anna Jewel. I hope I got the pronunciation of the name correctly. Yes, you can take your hands down now. I know my class captains already. They sold something to me already. They sold Audacity. And you are the first point of sale of your product or service before your customer or your client enjoys your product or service first. The perception of you is as important as the perception of your brand. Now, this could be a school of thought that is emerging currently, but as much as possible, it is the real deal. Why do I say this? I'll back it up with figures and data. I mean, how many of you see Tony Elumelu's page, Instagram page, social media pages, or anywhere? So kindly follow through. Please, my class captain, I elect somebody to answer the question, please. Anybody of your choice. You put them on the spot. You can do that in the chat box so that everybody can see who. Mm, mm. Hello, my class captains. I cannot see you people in action. No, ah, Helene. All right. Mm. Helene, are you there?
Good evening.
Good evening, Helene. So, have you seen Tony Elumelu's page before? His Instagram page.
No, I don't think I have.
Okay. How about Okay. Do you want to compare being visible to someone like Dangote? Do you know the Dangote brand, right?
Yes, yes.
But you know Dangote more than you know the brand.
No, no, no. I know
If
the brand more than I don't
okay,
even know
so
who Dan.
I want to you don't know who Dangote is,
I've not seen it before. I just know he's a businessman.
but you've seen pictures of him before. And you know
Probably. I think
the
for
name,
pictures.
the name Dangote itself
It,
is the
it,
selling
it,
point,
yeah, it's the foundation.
is the foundation, right? And that's what I'm trying to buttress here. Now, let me use what I said, Tony Elumelu. If you go to his Instagram page, I think he has roughly almost a million followers or more. And if you check UBA Group, UBA Group is basically struggling with 30,000 to 40,000 followers. What does that tell you? A personal brand is now part of your sales process rather than rather than just your product or service alone. I want that to be the foundation before we go into product development and customer based development and all of that. You know, there was a post about, I think in 2021, Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO, founder of Facebook, at a point in time, he posted a video of himself on the beach, I think in Miami or so. And just that one video made the stocks of Facebook go up by over 500% in less than 24 hours. Why? People felt they could see a face to the brand. They've been using Facebook, right? I mean, they were shareholders, they were stakeholders in the business. They had been using Facebook for a long time. It was a great product. But the value of the product came as much as soon as people felt like, okay, we've always heard about Mark Zuckerberg, but this time around, this is an experience of him. This is seeing that, okay, apart from the whole creative, the whole entrepreneur corporate life, there's also the human version to him. And this buttresses my point of you are the first point of sale of your business rather than your product. Now, going into our conversation proper, um, we're going to look at the brief introduction on my slide. And I won't be reading my slides verbatively, but I would breeze through it while I buttress my points effectively. Please, are you following me? Anybody can signify through show of hands or all right. Okay. Just like I said, sales is as important as anything. You don't have a business if you are not selling to anybody, a group of people, or um, a subgroup of a major group of people. It is very important. I cannot overstress the importance being a salesperson myself because I have had businesses and I've had to run businesses with people that the fact that we could not complete a sale, even though the idea was brilliant, was the one thing that destroyed the business faster than the product and all the engineering that went into it. In fact, I'll tell you one thing for one truth here is you could have a great product that actually solves the problem. But the moment your sales process is no longer customer centric, you are out of the business. I'll give a brief example to some friends of mine a couple years ago. They got funding, for their idea. And this funding was backed by brilliant sales record for over 5 years, turning over millions of dollars of naira. And they got funding. And right after they got funding, they lost it. They lost the core of what they were built on, which was sales. They started focusing too much on technology, started focusing on engineering, making the software better, making everything better, and they forgot about sales. They forgot about their customers. They forgot about the bedrock of the business. In less than 1 year, the company was declared bankrupt. In less than a year. Why? Because cash is king. Cash is the only way you can keep your business running. No matter how brilliant your process is, if cash doesn't come in, your cash flow is as important as anything. But how does your cash flow come in? By paying customers, meaning your cash is tied to your customers. In your micro business environment, they are your first point that you consider. I hope I'm not speaking too much technical English. Should I retrace and come back to um, more relative terms? My class captain, how do you feel? Are they okay?
Yes, sir. We are following.
Okay, my terms um are not too technical. Is everybody following effectively?
I think so because they're not saying anything.
Okay, I think I have show of hands already. Thank you guys very much. So now, just to this class is to walk you through the full journey from the moment you decide to start to the moment you close your first sale and everything you need to do to make sure that your customer comes back. Hope you know it's your customer that graduates into your client. Yes, you can think client and customer is they are two different things. A customer is transactional. Client is when you now make it more of a relationship based service whereby this person keeps coming over and over again. So it's very important to know that you need to grow your clientele base after you sell to your customer. Getting your customer is the starting gun. Most founders throw the first sale as proof that the business works. And in reality, it is proof that one person trusted you once. The real work you have here begins with turning that one person into a loyal customer and that loyal customer into a referral engine. Did you get that? Like I said, I won't be really reading too much of the slides and all of that. So these are the things we'll be looking at through the course of this class. Understanding your customers, who are they, what they actually want, and why most founders get it wrong before they even launch. Um, Getting to your first customer, marketing without a budget, sales, and retention. So now we start with the first slide, understanding your customer. Ellen, I want to speak to you again. I'm going to be answering people that are coming up and answering questions also. I can probably solve your business problem on this call. So maybe this is free consultation. So Ellen, let's have a chat together. Are we there?
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
All right. So what business do you run? What's your startup about? Why are you in Founder City? Don't worry, I'm not putting you on the spot. It's going to be a very interactive conversation, and I want others to learn from this process. Okay? Yeah, Helen, I'm with you. I said, tell me about your business in 30 seconds. Hello, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I most probably think Elena has a bad network. So Adekoya, let's try with you. Adiola, are you willing to engage me?
Adela is a team member. I think maybe someone else should
Okay, my
volunteer.
class captain,
Yeah.
Deronte, let's go.
Yeah, okay.
Tell me about your business. What do you do?
I'm a virtual assistant, and my business actually is to solve the problem that most remote workers have. So I'm trying to build an application where it would help people not only learn, but
Okay,
also like help them get jobs.
okay,
Um, Somewhere where they can build a successful career in this digital space is
okay.
something I'm trying to build.
No, that's actually brilliant. That's a welcome idea. Now, how well do you know your customers, the people you want to serve? How many people have you had conversations with? Say 5 people at most. That
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm a student. I just finished school.
Okay.
So I realized that in my department,
All right.
when we're doing this final year, the final year ish, and there is this picture stuff that they make where people write out about themselves, their nickname, what they do. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people came to me and they were like, oh, how can they you know, move into remote work, or how can they work as a virtual assistant, or maybe anything that has to do with tech. And I saw it as an opportunity because it feels like most of the time student goes to school, like we are in school and all we focus on is what we want to achieve in school, like lectures,
Yes, yes, yes,
exams,
yes.
tests, and all of that. And most of the time we don't think about what would happen eventually when we leave school.
Mm.
We're just focused on our education.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that most of the time when people now graduate, they really have nothing to do
Okay.
because they didn't plan ahead for it.
Okay.
So this is actually going to be focused more on students or recent graduates, people that want to like break into tech and don't
Okay.
know how to go about it.
Okay. So I
So
want to ask you a question now.
okay,
So,
thank you.
what problem are you solving?
Okay. Mm,
Don't worry,
Um
I'm not trying to put you on the spot. We would walk through it together and we'll identify the problem and we'll talk about everything together. I want everybody to actually follow through with this conversation. So what problem
okay.
are you or it doesn't need you don't need to sound brilliant to me. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay.
Make it be as basic as possible. Even I will develop it from here now together and I'll get to the next stage of what I'm trying to teach. So what problem are you solving? Should I give you options from what I've heard?
Should I just say one? Then you
All
can
right.
give me a
All
answer.
right. Yeah.
So I'm trying to like solve the problem of how would I even put in English? Jesus. Of unemployment kind of way, especially for recent
No.
graduates.
Hold on. Okay. For recent graduates. Now
Yeah.
let's backtrack a bit. Now you said your friends have reached out to you that
Yes.
how can they get into this remote worker space?
Yes.
That is a gap, not a problem. Okay. Now, if you can identify a gap in the market, it is not the problem. Now, problem identification comes from validation, meaning you've spoken to these people, you've looked into the remote worker environment too. Why are people not getting into the remote worker environment? Then I'm proposing, I'm not saying that's what you should do,
Okay.
right? Now, you are standing as the bridge between this gap, between, okay, fresh graduates from this thing and linking them to the remote worker system that you have full understanding about. So, what is the problem that you are solving with what I've just said? Think of name the problem with what I just said now. Don't worry, just say it anyhow. I'm listening to you.
I don't know.
Hmm. So, don't worry, you can mute here, and this is what will take me back a bit. So,
All right, thank you.
thank you very much, Aderonke. Please, a round of applause for her. I think she did brilliantly well, and that was a very good show of, that was good showmanship by her right now. So, what am I trying to say here? This is the biggest problem most businesses, most founders face. The gap does not mean that there is a venture there. The gap can come up with an idea. It makes sense to you. It makes sense that this is a problem. Oh, it makes sense that this is this, and this, and that. And when you now get to problem identification phase, you cannot even necessarily say this is the problem you're solving. And that is what makes you get stuck with your ideation and all of that. I know that ideation has been done, and now we're going to understanding your customer. However, your customer base is really built on the idea that is being validated. You need to make sure that this idea that you want to take to the market is what people can pay for. That, okay, even if people can pay for it, you have the resources, right, to create this thing to work, and people will pay for it. And if you check, you see on my slide in capital letter, I said, first, you must provide value. You must have a unique value proposition. Now, for Aderonke, yes, she's talking about how the remote worker system, ecosystem is, there's a gap there between fresh graduates. I think so there's this lady that does it. I think Adeife, Adeoye, I think she does something around that. I think this girl too that blew up after the whole NYC thing, Raya too. She works around something like that. Aderonke, I don't know. Are you familiar with your space, and are you validating some of these things I'm saying?
Yes, yes, I am.
And they do that, right?
Yes, they do that.
Okay. Now, if you are coming into that market space, you need to have a unique value, meaning you have something different that you're offering the same market that people are willing to probably even leave Adeife and Rai and come to your market. That is when you fully understand your customer. Now, I will run you through something that is not on this slide, and it's called design thinking. Okay, it's an human-centered approach into identifying your perfect customer and knowing how to serve them. If you're taking notes, I'll run it again. Design thinking. Design thinking. Okay. We'll talk about two major things. I'll add the last one. First one, we'll talk about design thinking, and we'll talk about your business model canvas. Okay. So first, we'll start with design thinking. Design thinking itself, it's a human-centered approach, right? That is customer centric, trying to identify who is the best customer, who is the real person that we're solving this problem for. Does this one person have the same issue across multiple places? One of the things I'm going to be doing throughout this conversation is taking myself as an example. I believe when we were talking about my portfolio and all of that. So earlier in March this year, I was in Nairobi, Kenya, and I was there at the Makeathon. I mean, I'm sure probably you know what a hackathon is, right? Where tech people come to, build products, design the app, do blah 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 blah, solving this problem. Now, there's now something they call a Makeathon, and this should precede a hackathon because they've noticed there are too many technological apps out there solving problems that do not exist, problems that are personally perceived rather than real-time problems that need to be solved. And Africa is a fertile land to make money. But people are just building products, building products rather than solving problems. So we took the design thinking approach. And why am I saying this? I was poised to solve the problem of financial inclusion. Financial inclusion is technically financial exclusion, looking at people that do not have access to finances, And at the Makeathon, they're like, identify the gap. No, they've given me the gap, financial inclusion, right? Now look for the problem and solve the problem. That's exactly what I was supposed to do in exactly 4 days. Imagine having to solve a problem of, I mean, how many people are in the continent again? I think it was a total of, is it a billion? No, is it a billion? I think it's a billion people in Africa, 1.4 billion people. Imagine having to solve a problem of 4 billion people in 4 days. Very incredible thing to do, Abby. So we started first, and I just follow through with the story I'm saying. First I was like, oh, cross-border payments across Africa is not very easy. I cannot transfer money from a farmer in the village cannot transfer money and sell his products to people in South Africa and receive money in real time. You have to use the normal denominator, USD. And it felt like a brilliant problem. I identified a brilliant problem, right? Then when we got to the part of making the problem work, creating solutions for it. I was like, this solution cannot be solved, though. This solution cannot be solved. Like, shit, there's going to be a mistake. After 4 days of hectic work, and on the last day, I came back from my sophistication and said, let's solve the common problem of same financial inclusion. And we solved the simple thing of Ajo. Yes, you know what Ajo is, or a susu, people that group savings. That was a simple problem that we identified. But now I'm trying to talk about design thinking, but we discovered that while we were solving the problem of our job for people, we were solving the problem of the same farmer that I identified before, and we were solving the problem of so many people within Africa. That takes me through design thinking properly now. The fact that the gap is there, the fact that you can identify the problem, doesn't mean you have to take just one narrow focus. It's not only, I don't care, it's not only people that are fresh out of school, fresh graduates that need to get into the remote worker space, right? It's not, you have people within school that want to get into remote worker space. You have people that are out of school that want to get into remote worker space, meaning your customer base is very wide. But the moment you can narrow it down to a particular persona, you can identify their pain points better and you can serve them better. So you cannot solve a problem if you don't identify the pain points. So, Aderoke, what's now? I'm going to come back to you. Everything I've said now, does it make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
So now, what we want to discover now is these people that you've complained about, what is their pain point? What is the pain they've come to talk to you about continuously?
So most of them actually, the first thing is that they don't know how to like break into the market.
Okay,
And
so
the other
meaning
thing
there's
is
meaning there's an information gap.
yes.
Okay, one, can you write that down? Write it down somewhere. We'll come back to it. Information gap. Okay, next.
Okay. The other one is they don't know how expensive some of those courses is. Okay, when they want to go into this thing, how much will it take them? Sorry, how much will they be paying to, join the class or take the course? And most of the time, most of them get like allowance from their parents, and even the allowance is not enough in school. So having
Okay,
to take out of that
so
to take the
again,
course is like
you just
a problem.
identified a financial problem. Kindly note that down. I'm listening to you. What's another thing they've told you about?
Yeah. The other thing is time.
Time. They don't have time
Yes.
to be surfing the
Yes.
net for all these things. So a time problem. Okay, one. Another one. That's third. Do you have any other one?
I think those are the three things that they complain about the most.
Now, with what you just said, I want you to come up with a statement that has three of these problems you've identified into one.
Right now,
Yes, just those three things, those three words you said, form it into a one-line statement. So you
um,
you will say it like this. What's the name of your company or your company you're looking to build?
the dynamic VA up.
Okay. So you're going to say it like this. Dynamic Veil Hub is solving this problem for this and this set of people, right? By providing this, and that for them. Mm. Did you get what I said?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Um, I'm trying to work with my brain.
It's okay. Mm-mm-mm. The first one you mentioned information gap. Secondly,
Yeah.
you mentioned finances, these courses being expensive. And the third one, you did mention time.
Okay. I don't know. Okay. I don't know where to start from.
That's
Jesus,
from
my brain is
anywhere.
not
Don't
working.
worry. That's from anywhere. I'm okay
Okay.
with it.
The
Well,
dynamic VA is aimed to bridge the gap between learning access and uh, I don't learning access and um job opportunities. Honestly, my brain is not working right now.
okay. Hmm. For the sake of the class, I would give you one. Dynamic Hub is solving the problem of what word do I use? Prospective remote workers by providing them access to much more information in a timely way at a reduced cost. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. Now you now go into the face of how do I now want to solve this problem for these people now that you've identified their pain points? So, by as much as you understand your customers, you need to understand their pain points. Now you've identified their pain points. Now you use your resources, either it's technical financial or social capital, and as much as possible to find that gap, solve this particular pain point, and create it into a product that people are willing to pay for. Without this particular understanding of your business environment itself, there is no business anywhere. So maybe this is going to maybe take you back. Yes, let me tell you one thing that you're going to do through this process of this founder city itself. You might find yourself that you're already in the last class and you might need to come back to ideation again. Don't be scared. It's part of the process. So maybe ideation might have been done before today's class, but now that you know you need to take a customer-centric and pain point approach to solving the problem, you might probably go back to ideation again. I'm saying this for everybody on this call. You might need to go back to ideation again and come back with your process of empathy first. Empathizing. What we just did, I don't care, is empathy, the first phase of design thinking. Then the next phase is the definition, where I told you to come up with a statement, meaning you've now clearly defined the 3 different pain points and you've put it into one person. In this stage, you might now create a persona where you're like, okay, you create someone like Amara is, you write a full write-up of Amara is a 27-year-old, or 27 is too old to finish from university, sorry. A 21-year-old 21-year-old graduate from the University of Lagos, and she's looking to do remote work in clinical services and all of that, but she doesn't have the access to so and so. So what do they call it? Dynamic Hub is looking to solve the problem of information, finances, and time for Amara. Do you get what I'm saying? Now you've defined this process. Then the next stage of design thinking is ideation. Do you understand? Because after that, you've identified everything. You now start your ideation process again. You might need to go back to what you've ideated before. With these pain points, how does this problem I'm solving, or these things I have in place, how will it solve this problem? This, and that. Now, as much as possible, when you are solid with this stage, you will come up with a unique value proposition, which is going to take us to our business model canvas. I'm going to share my screen right now to show you what a business model canvas looks like. A minute, please. And this is where we would populate and talk about everything that has to do with customer identification, knowing how to make sales, and all of that. Just a minute, please. All right. So can everybody see my screen now? I believe so. Sorry, please let me know if you can see my screen.
But it's dark on
Okay.
my end.
It's dark on your end. Oops.
I can see it now.
Okay, you can see it now. I'm trying to zoom in so it's full screen. Okay, so this is what a business model canvas. The writings are tiny. Hey. So it's a complete document. If you see, it's a bunch of different tables. So I can't, but don't worry, I'll zoom in into everything that I'll be talking about one after the other. Okay. So as much as possible, this is now taking us right into the next phase of customer process, customer identification, all of that. Is it big enough now? I've zoomed in.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So now a business model canvas is your operating system of your business. You have the OS of your phone. Those are using iOS iPhones now. Your iOS that you upgrade every time. Oh, I think version 27 just came out like last week, if I'm not wrong. So this is like the OS of your business, the operating system of your business. Eileen, I don't know why it's dark on your end, but can others see? Let me see. My laptop is in dark mode. Let me see if I can
I
turn
can
it
see your
off.
screen.
I want to turn off dark mode, so maybe to make it brighter for everybody. Just a minute, please. Yeah, is it clear? Is it bright now? Elaine, can you see it now? I'll be sharing this document after now, but I just want to run through with us. All right, thank you very much. So now the business model canvas is what is used majorly by startups, just like what you're doing in Founder City, to identify how you want to run your business, how you want to serve your customers. It is very customer centric. This is the foundation. And in Founder City, if you're following this process very early on, it would help with you visiting your ideation and even every other thing that you'll be taught through this course. You just need to come back to this business model canvas. Do you understand? To reshape it. So now, the first thing you feel on your business, so it has 9 different elements, from your value proposition to your customer segment to your customer relationship, your customer channels, your key partners, your key activities, your key resources, your cost structure, and your revenue streams. But ideally, the first thing you feel every time is your customer, is your value proposition. Please, anybody willing at all, not even any of my class captains, Evergreen, I believe you're on this call. Kindly read what is in the
And what
value
value
proposition section for
propositions?
me.
Okay. What value do we deliver to the customer?
Yeah.
Which one of our customers' problems are we helping to solve? What bundles of products and services are we offering to each customer segment? Which customer needs are we satisfying? I also repeat
That's okay. Thank you.
Okay.
No, you don't need to read the characteristics. Thank you very much. So this buttresses what I did in the first part, which was about what identifying your customer's problem, identifying their pain points, right? And what bundles and products and services are we offering to this customer? So now, just like with Aderonke, we spoke about time, finances, and the last one, which is information gap, right? So now, what you said the other time, which was your problem statement, also sounded like your value proposition. Now, the next thing to feel is your customer segment, and this is where this is what we are really doing in today's class, which is understanding your customers. For whom are we creating this value? Who are our most important customers? Is our customer base a mass market, niche market, segmented, diversified, and multi-sided platform? So I'll talk about customer segment. Ronke, earlier I mentioned something that not only people that finish from school, right, or fresh graduates are the ones that are affected by this. We have people that are still within school. We have people that this and that. Outside school. The market is very, very, very wide. Now I'm going to teach you market segmentation and niche marketing. Now you want to solve the whole market itself is the no, you know what? Because Aderoke was one that spoke, I'll still just have to continue with. I would have said we should move to another business, but I don't want to conflict anybody so that the information can be followed through. So now the whole market itself is the remote worker market. A market segment that Aderoke has identified is those that are fresh from school. Okay? No, a market segment could be university students. A niche market could be final year students. I can relate this to TAM, SAM, SOM. TAM being the total addressable market, SAM, which is SAM, as the serviceable addressable market, and SOM, the SOM, serviceable observable market. Do you want to? I don't know if you're writing these things down. I can say it for you again.
Please, can
One,
you
TAM.
repeat?
Okay, TAM, total addressable market. Okay, SAM, serviceable addressable market. Then SOM, serviceable observable market. Did we get that? If we all got that, can you signify? If you want me to go over it again, please, I'm willing to oblige. Okay. This technically means you have segmented your market from the mass market to the niche market and your segment market. So, I don't care, we've identified the particular niche you want to take out a B. Say, final year students. Because if you cannot attend to the whole market at once, that's the honest truth that most founders make mistake of. Oh, I feel like a lot of people are facing this problem. I say, yes, a lot of people are facing the problem. But at your beginning, at your standpoint, you cannot serve everybody. It's not possible. You cannot sell to everybody at once. Your products cannot serve you don't even have the capacity to serve to everybody. Meaning you must first know your customer segment. Who are the people that are under this work frame of people that I want to serve that can pay for my service? Now you can segment your customers by demographics. You need to have an age group. Okay, who are the people that are fresh out of school? Say between, those that went to private school, 19, 20, Abby, from 20 to age 27, trying to open the gap up. You need to have the demographics, right? You need to have the psychographic, meaning their psychology. How do they think? What's their behavioral pattern? What's their lifestyle like? I hope we are writing these things down. Okay, thank you very much. I know I did mention at the beginning that everybody should have a note to, because most of these things I'm saying, I'm saying it mostly from my head. Do you understand? So they should have an age range, they should have a location. Then you look into their geographic location too. These things can be used to build the bedrock of the value you're not looking to solve to them, because it will help you with what? The next thing, which is on the business model canvas. Sorry, are you there?
Yes.
All right. Which is the customer channels. Adiroke, can you read what is in customer channels for me?
Okay. Through which channels do our customer segments wants to be reached? How are we reaching them now? How are our channels integrated? Which ones works best? Which ones are most cost efficient? How are we integrating them with customer routines?
Good. It's when you have this information of your ideal customer that you know how you want to get through to them. This is how you know, okay, meaning if I'm running any marketing campaign or if I'm running the whole operations process, I need to go into the university, right? I need to go and meet with head of department of this thing, get information of everybody in final year, right? Then go and serve it to them. Or would you just, if you don't know your particular customer segment, you will not know the channel to get through to them. Will you just stand at the junction or at the gate of every university and start shouting, if you know you are facing remote worker problem, come and we solve the problem. We do this, da. That's a waste of time, resources, and efforts. You are just a bus conductor at that point in time. If bus conductors knew customer segmentation, they will know that there are people that go to work to VI every day. There's a particular place they live, they are concentrated at, and they will just go and wait at that bus stop. They don't even need to make noise. Everybody will just walk into the bus and they will be moving. The bus conductor will not need to drink shake with that money, because he knows who is the people he's serving knows him, and he knows them. So this is what customer segmentation does for you. It reduces the amount of time that you waste in servicing the whole market, because you know who you are serving particularly. It allows you know the way you want to reach out to them. Either, okay, most of them now, if you cannot go to all these schools, most of them, all these associations, they have associations on Instagram. If you say you want to do it completely rather online, you text their Instagram pages. Oh, we have this product for blah 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 blah. Your final year students can follow us on this so Instagram page. It helps with your marketing itself. You know how you want to get to them. Do you understand? I don't know if you are following through with what I'm saying. And okay, as much as I want to continue with your business, I want to allow other people in the class be as immersive as it can be. So, Evergreen, hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, what business do you do? So can you continue the next phase with your business? I won't need to start from the beginning. No, I'll just go straight to where we are at. Then you run me through how you've thought about your customer segment, your channels, and we'll go through with it.
All right. So basically, I'm trying to help um, business owners, remote
Okay.
workers, and like realtors or real estate people in real estate to
Okay.
help them, yeah, to help them plan better, plan their lives better, help them
Mm,
make smarter decisions so that they don't lose money
mm,
by predicting unstable power supply. Yeah, like in the country.
mm. Ah, are you looking for investors? This your problem sounds
Yes,
very
so
sophisticated. Your problem sounds very sophisticated though, but I still don't understand the problem. How are you solving this problem? Oh yeah, run me through it.
okay, right.
Mm,
We plan to use. So first, we realized that okay, instead of the thoughts or the options we had,
wait.
or
Wait,
let
okay,
me
now
see.
let's go this way. Sorry. Hello?
Okay.
I think your network is
Yes,
buffering a
I
bit.
can hear
Can you
you.
hear me?
Can you hear me?
So now, don't tell me we
Can you hear me?
realized. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay.
Don't tell me we realized. I want you to tell me what they've told you. Meaning people that are in these sectors that you've identified. What is the problem that they told you, right? Or to a very great
Okay.
conviction, you know this is the particular problem that they face. What is the pain with electrical the whole thing you're solving with them knowing predicting electricity outage, right? And how it has
Okay.
affected their business and how your solution wants to solve that problem in 30 seconds.
All right.
Mm,
Okay. So I'll start with I belong to let's say one customer segment. I work remotely, and due to how unpredictable the light is,
mm,
it's harder for me to plan my day and plan my schedule. There are
mm.
more chances of things not going according to plan because I can't predict, oh, this is how much power I would need to provide, and this is how much power would be available, and how I would make alternatives. And
Okay.
secondly, for I know people like that was actually what led to this. So I know people in real estate, and I've heard from them how they talk about, going or when they decide to invest in a certain place. Most times they'll tell them, oh, if you buy this apartment, there's 24 hours power, there's bande and whatever, only for them to buy it. Let's say they rent it out, and you know people or they themselves realize that
Okay.
the power is
Okay.
very poor.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Now,
thirdly,
how do you solve this problem?
okay, so most people, I think there are already existing solutions doing this, and what they use are mobile apps. They have some use sites. I think I know of two in Nigeria. They have a site. They use a mobile app. So instead of using an app or using a site, we want to meet people where they are, which is through social media. So instead of building an app, we get people to like report real time on WhatsApp, which is like the most popular, most accessible social media in the
Mm,
country. We get them to report real time and also to receive status updates in
mm,
real time. And aside from this, on a larger scale, also gets like business owners to get insight. So before you decide to start your business in a certain area, you can know, okay, this is how, this is the pattern that the lights follows, or the lights, the power supply is bad or it's not. And that would help you, okay, is this a good place
mm.
for me to invest or
So
not?
sorry. Most of these things you said is so data intensive. Wow. Are you a data analyst?
No,
Do
no.
you have a data
I
analyst on
work
your
with
team?
data. No, I don't. So I'm not professionally a data analyst, but I've dabbled into data analysis at some points. Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right. One of the things I like about what you mentioned is how you want to get through to them. WhatsApp, all of this that allows you to save the problem. You allow them see the solution you're providing in real time. I don't necessarily get the full scope, but that's not like why I asked the question. But the major thing is you identify the channel at which you want to get through to your customers, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So that is a full cycle of what your customer channel is. Instead of you saying, oh, we'll put electrical billboards in different bus stops to let them know how light is. You already know you've streamlined how you want to get through to your customers. And that's the whole idea of customer channels. Now, what we've been doing so far is the business model canvas, but as much as possible is your customer identification process. Now, customer relationship. What type of relationship does each of our customer segments expect us to establish and maintain with them? Which ones have we established? Now, I mean, how are they integrated with the rest of our business model and how costly are they? I would want to use Aderonke's business for this one. Now, for example, say you want to reach out to final year students, right? And you know that you want to go through the medium of going to schools, talking to heads of departments, having a short session with final year students, blah, 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 blah. But you cannot keep going to school every day, right? You now need to build a customer relationship in which they can get information from you and give you feedback at the same time, right? And how is the best way you can serve them? And how can you integrate that into your system? So maybe, for example, you do a web app. Are you integrating an AI powered, customer service agent that when they text the person, when they text you in real time, you can give them information in real time too. So that is what customer relationship is all about. So now we're going to be going back quickly into the slides so that we can rush up and be able to get a lot of things done. Sorry if I'm taking a lot of your time. Sorry, am I boring? Let me know if I'm boring. I can be boring sometimes. So if I'm boring,
No,
just
you're
say
not boring. We're flowing.
you're flowing. Please, who said that? Who said that? My second class captain, right? Who said that now? Hey,
I'm the one.
aha. In fact, I like your vibrancy. You're going to be my new co-debater. All right. So can you see my screen now? Okay. Now, everyone is not a customer. Young people is not a customer. I think I already mentioned how you need to be specific about their location, their lifestyle, occupation, what problem do you have, and how does it solve the problem, and how urgent do they need it solved. So again, I'll say there's a difference with what your customer actually wants and what your customer says. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or let me read it. There's a difference between what your customer says and what they want and what they're actually paying for. Not every customer can articulate their pain points properly. It is your job as an entrepreneur, as a founder, to be able to harness the pain points. And that's why that's why I purposely made Aderonke, are you there? Are you still there? You have left us alone. Okay, she's still here.
Yes, I am.
Okay. That's why I purposely made you say those 3 pain points out: finances, information gap, and time. When they're talking to you, they will just be saying a whole lot of things, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes there's just one, I'm going through a lot. Don't get lost in the information. Get immersed in identifying their pain. See, I'm taking a lot of time to talk about customers because we can talk about the wholesale. In fact, I can teach you how to make money from your customers in less than 15 minutes. I'm saying this because this is something I've done severally. In fact, let me give you, see, initially I used to think sales, okay, so the rule of sales itself In fact, the most successful salesperson is the person that can ask the most questions. Write that down. Sales is a process of asking questions. Okay? And apart from asking questions, the most important part is making sure you solve your customer's problem. That's why I'm really, really emphasizing on making sure you understand your customers, as in completely. Let me give you an example. I think it was how many years ago? I can't remember. I think it was 2021. A couple of Chinese guys just drove into my car stand at Saboyaba. 5 of them. And they said they were looking for 2 cars. They were willing to buy the 2 cars at 90 million naira. I'm being honest with you, they did not know how to speak English at all. They came with a translator who was interpreting whatever they said to me in English and whatever I said to them in Chinese. This negotiation and this deal took about 3 straight hours. Should I tell you how funny this deal was? Follow through with me. By the time I closed the deal, because they bought the 2 cars at 96.5 million, everybody around the area, it was like movie. People were just watching like, how does he want to sell this car to these customers? Because let me tell you the major problem. Even the translator had the problem with translating properly. I had to start using sign language. That I'm not deaf and dumb. They are not deaf and dumb. He, ha, shunwi, aha, haha. Until I understood what they were looking for. I was asking them questions. I was doing everything. In fact, at some point, I will go to Google. I will type on Google what I'm trying to say and translate it and show it to them. Then they will answer me. Then I'll say, okay. Then you see, when it got to negotiations, it was not, in fact, I think after 1 hour, I was not even using translator again. Me and them were going one-on-one with each other. That's what made it even take time. The 3 hours. It was not even closing the sale that took time. It was the fact that I had to do so much demonstration. In fact, when I got to after I slept for like 9 hours straight because oh my god. I went through a lot that day. But I closed the sale of 96.5 million with language being a barrier. Why? Because I understood my customers. I understood what they were looking for. They did not come with any car in mind. They just walked into the car lot that they needed this type of car. Okay, so I looked at them. I needed to perceive their aura, understood what they want. What do you want? Okay, you want technological advancement. You want a full option car. Oh, you want this and this and that. Oh, okay, I'm prescribing this. Oh, you don't want to spend more than 50 million on this car. Okay, let's do 43.5. In fact, it was a calculator drama that day. I'll type 43.5. We erase it and put 35 million. I'll say 43.5. And I closed the sale. When I was done that day, I'm not exaggerating. People were clapping for me like, no, it's not possible. For there to be this much language barrier and to close this sale the same day. And you know the only thing, I did not only close the sale, I even gave them after sale service. I provided them because I knew they had the language barrier. I said, okay, I started typing in French. I will do the car registration for you for free. Pay this so amount of money. Meaning I understood their pain point so much that even apart from buying the car, the things that had to do with the car, I established a very good customer base with them that they started managing the cars with me afterwards. These people came all the way from Shagamu. In fact, I'm not even, they made half payments the first day, came back the next morning at 7 a.m. to complete the payment. So that's why what I'm trying to say here, through this story I just said, is I'm focusing on customer identification and understanding your customer rather than sales. You might be interested in hearing sales, but I promise you, sales is not hard. I will teach you the whole process in less than 15 minutes. But please and please focus on understanding your customers. I might spend a bit of time, I might be dilly-dallying all around, but it is very important because if you don't identify your customers, you will not know how to serve your customers. You will not know how to get money from them. In fact, you will not even know how to let them pay, even if your product, right, is 20 times pricier than the next person. You won't know how to make them see the value. Because value is the most important thing. Your business is all about creating value. And value is what is perceived by the customers. You are not the one that states your value. You are the one that perceives your value. And value is what is perceived by the customers. You are not the one that states your value. You are the one that perceives your value. And value is what is perceived by the customers. You are not the one that states your value. You are the one that perceives your value. And value is what is perceived by the customers. You are not the one that states your value. your value proposition. Your value proposition is directly linked to how your customers feel about what you're giving them. Oh, this business is a valuable business. This is a business I will continue going to because of the essential values that I get from it. I feel comfortable. It's convenient. It saves me money. You know, it provides me much more support. So please kindly know that you need to lock in on your customers. Like you need to identify your customers. I think I'm already preaching at this point. In Jesus' name, we have prayed. Amen. Moving on. um, like I said, you need to know what your customers actually want. They might not be able to say it, but if you can ask the right questions, or you see, the next line says, understanding this gap is one of the most valuable things a founder can learn. People do not buy products, they buy outcomes, they buy the feeling, they buy the results, the relief, or the status that comes with the product. Now, what I sold to my Chinese people was the feeling, the relief of they didn't need to speak too much English or even use their translator to close a good deal. Do you understand? At that point, they were no longer looking like, oh, is this car going to be functional? They just felt this person understands me enough to be able for me to commit this amount of money into their hands and all of that. A customer does not buy a skincare product. They buy clear skin and the confidence that comes with it. Yes. A customer does not buy a content service. They buy more time and a better looking business. So customer satisfaction is key. You stop competing on specs and start competing on relevance. And that is a much easier position to win from. And you can only win from that position from where? And I go, Jewel, from where? Let me see if you are actually listening. You're the vibrant voice lady. Yes. What is the easier position to win your customer from?
Sorry, I wasn't really fine during that last part. I was kind of distracted.
You are. Should we start this class again?
Sorry.
Okay, Chioma wants to answer. Let's give Chioma a chance.
From understanding your customer's pain point.
God bless you. That's the exact word I needed to hear. Pain point. Where is the shoe peppering them in their leg? Your brothers will say, "Biti bata tinta wole say." Where is the shoe peppering them in their leg? Where are they feeling pain? So you know that you are channeling the conversation of the sales, you're channeling the conversation of acquiring the customer to fit into solving that their problem. And this is what you need in your product itself. And that's what makes your product functional. Your product must be so functional that it solves the problem of experience, solves the problem of money, solves the problem of time, solves the problem of risk, solves the problem of convenience. Moving on to the next slide. Now, getting your first customer. It is the hardest one, not because finding them is complicated, but because most founders spend so long preparing to find them that they never actually go looking for it. Here's the reality. Your first customer is almost certainly someone who already knows you, someone who knows someone you know, or someone you reach out to directly. They are not going to discover you through an algorithm. It's not by Instagram. Now that we've understood customers' pain points, now we are now going into how do we now start getting paying customers? Apart from you've now eventually built your product that is solving all their pain points. You know the value proposition from your business model canvas. You know your customer segment. You know the channel at which you want to get through to them. You know the relationship you want to build with them. How do you get your first customer? So there's this thing in business. Say anybody here starting business for the first time. It's called the not first mover advantage. It's called the friendship, right? And sorry, I'm mixing up the words for a minute. It's called in fact, the way I explain it is charity begins at home. Your first set of customers are your family members and your friends that are willing to support without any bias. Because at that point in time, they are buying from an emotional point of view. They are emotional buyers. However, there's a time span for emotional buyers. Let me explain. So now, say I start a food company now. The first set of people that I'll first give my food to taste is my family members, right? They're the first people that will validate that, okay, this your food is sweet. You can sell it out. Right? Exactly. Same applies to every other business. The set of people that you have around you are the first set of customers that you have. Why is this important? Because you can get feedback from them directly in real time. If you put a product out there, you've not given your family, say I cook now, for example, and my cooking, right, is not so great. No, I'm not insulting myself. I cook very well, sorry. But I'm saying my cooking is not so great. But I'm like, oh, I'm a good cook. I've learned from YouTube. I go register my food on Chowdeck. I put it on Chowdeck. Then first day, I've done so much advertising online. Nobody can taste the food now. Just the pictures look great. They now buy it. They now say that the food tastes terrible, like very horrible. Would they come back? No. Would I ever really get feedback from them? Not necessarily. Some of them might care less about giving you feedback. And that is where the problem is. That is where most businesses crumble. So it's called, technically, your pilot phase should be around people or family members or friends that can give you genuine, unbiased feedback. There might be biases with some of them, but they are the first set of people that would patronize your business. Sell your idea to them. Let it sound believable to them. That feedback is what you use to go back and see what is missing in your product line or your value chain line that you need to rework. You sell to them again, right? Till your product becomes perfect. Then you feel like, okay, after this serviceable, observable market, from the term Samsung I explained earlier, I can now start serving a larger market, which is the serviceable, addressable market. Meaning now you don't want to serve only people that are in Unilag, final year students in Unilag. You want to start going to all the tertiary universities within Lagos State. Do you understand what I'm saying? So your first set of customers can be your cosmates. But are you now going to say you want to keep your business with only your cosmates? It's not possible now. And that's where the area of growth and scalability comes into place. But your first customer is those that are around you. There's this saying, and it doesn't even only come with business or sales, that says you are 5 persons away from the next person that you need to meet. Meaning somebody that you know knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. But if you can provide immediate value to the person next to you, you can immediately transcend it across the whole food chain. There's something they call the food chain, meaning from the top, just like chain, interconnected. Everybody's interconnected. Once you can provide value, a great experience, your pricing is good, right? You know the people that can see your pricing does not matter. If your value is good, people can pay money for your product. Yes, I say this. I'm a business consultant. In fact, let me tell you something. I started off as a business consultant 3 years ago, and I did not necessarily have any major certification, but I had so much value that I had people that were paying as much as 3 million naira to do consultations with me for just 3 months. And nobody ever asked me, which certifications do you even have that you're calling yourself a business consultant? Why? Because the value was just so much. And what I would deliver on the job was so mind-blowing. So people are willing to pay for your business. I have business consultants in this same place, they are collecting 1 million naira, 1.5 for 6 months, and I'm taking 3 million naira. And I'm talking as at 3 years ago. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you understand your customer pain points, your value proposition, and all of that, you see, I didn't talk about pricing because it's not a major factor. It's about value that you need to offer your customers and identifying their pain points. Now, what am I saying next? However, it doesn't mean you should go and be overpriced, though. If you don't make sense, don't come for me. Not Mr. Demola that told you that is anything. Like, go and say your own plate of rice is 2 million. You chop on by yourself. As I was saying, right? So, knowing who they are is very important, but you get direct feedback from people around you. And that feedback is what you use to remodel your business till you get the way to solve that problem effectively well. Stop doing businesses that you feel like doing. Do businesses that are customer-centric. Do you understand what I'm saying? Can you signify if what I just, all the English I've said in the last 5 minutes makes sense? Don't do the business because this is what you feel. This is what I think. This is the perception I think everybody has. No. Do it because you've identified the customers, you know their pain points, and you know that this solution you are giving will actually solve that pain point. You don't need to convince them too much about pricing. They see the value and they pay for it. But you only get through that. Doesn't mean that your first product you put out will be perfect. And that's why your first set of customers are those around you. And in that way, technically, they give you feedback. You remodel your products. So you now know that this thing is solving everybody's problem generally. Then you take it to the mass market. Moving on. So again, the path to the first customer is almost always telling everyone in your existing network exactly what you do and who it is for. Identifying specific people who have the problem your problem offers, or you have the problem your offer solves, right? Reaching out to those people directly with a clear, relevant statement, having a clear conversation, not a broadcast, not a pitch deck, a conversation, making a clear ask at the right moment. None of that requires a large following, a paid ad, or a perfectly designed page. It requires courage and consistency. If you are very sure of the value you are providing because you've identified pain points, you see that all these things that I listed here will not be hard again. Again, I said I'm a business. When I started as a business consultant, when people call me into the room and I'm talking about these things, as in it's a conversation. It's not even a pitch. Like in fact, 90% of the first set of consultations I ever got were completely referrals. Like no, there's this guy Demola, and I'm having just a normal conversation, maybe over cocktail. In fact, sometimes the first one was even at a birthday party of a friend, and the man was like, "Oh, do you have been here that you are doing this?" And like, we're talking like, "Wow. Are you serious? You can really solve this problem. You really understand what the business, my problem, my business is facing. Okay, Demola, how much will you take for this thing? I don't really have much, but I know that you can solve the problem." I said, "Okay, so I'm going to bring my team on board. Okay, I pay 2.5 million. Oh, I pay Demo, that money is too much. Okay, we'll do staggered payment for you. We'll pay over 50% in the first month, and we'll give you the second. We'll pay over 7% in the first month, and we'll do the remaining payment before the end of the second month." And that's how I logged my first consultation deal. It was a conversation, but what aided the conversation? Because he felt like I understood his problem and how I was going to solve his problem. Simple as that. Moving on, I don't need to talk too much about it. I've buttressed the importance of pain points and knowing your unique value proposition. So once you understand pain points and value proposition, it's easier for you to market. Know your channels, how you want to do all of that. I think later on they will teach you about business model and all of that. That is not my forte, but mine was to establish the importance of customer relevance in your business, right? Where first customers actually come from, personal network. You can see warm communities, direct outreach, referrals. Success is transient, and you feeling that you give a customer transcends from one person to another. Like I said, you're 5 persons away from a mass market, one person to another, and that's how the referral system works. How to reach out. I'll come back to some of these things. Now, marketing without a budget. Marketing is how you consistently get your offer in front of the right people. At the early stage, most founders do not have a budget for paid advertising. It is not a disadvantage, by the way. Some of the most effective marketing channels available to you right now cost nothing except time and consistency. The founders who grow fastest without spending money understand one thing clearly: marketing is not about reaching the most people, it's about reaching the right people repeatedly with a message that is relevant to where they are right now. This thing I just explained right now, have I explained it before now? Kindly signify. Signify if I've explained it before now. Choma, have I said all these things in this page right before now?
No.
I have. The last paragraph. Before spending anything, as long as you can, marketing is not about reaching the most people. It's about reaching the right people, which is your customer segment, people that you've identified on the channel, right? With a message that is clear and relevant to where they are, which is the value that you're going to solve the problem. See, that marketing is completely tied to what? Value and pain points. How you use the value that you have to solve the pain. That is marketing. This is how you channel this set of people that I know first as founders. Again, I mentioned something earlier. I said you cannot address everybody's problem at the same time. You need to segment your market first. I did an example of Aderoke saying, first, okay, she wants to serve all the final year people in a department first or a faculty. I mean, assuming you're a student, right? In a faculty first. It's a success there. Then she serves all the final year students in the university. When she achieves mass success, she goes to all the universities in Lagos State. From Lagos State, okay, all the universities in Southwest. From there, you start scaling. From there, you start growing your business with a proven model. But you cannot take 20 million naira right now and say you want to serve everybody when you don't even have the right model. As founders, start small. If you read this book by Peter Thiel, what what's the name of this book again? Yes, 0 to 1. He said something. He said, while thinking big, start small. Your idea is novel, it has a large mass market, start small because it enables you make mistakes early, right? And it allows you correct your mistakes early. Let me tell you, one of the biggest things your business can ever, worst things that can ever happen to your business is have bad market PR very early on. You go explain, Taya. You go explain. Oh my God. It's like the food issue I said. Imagine you doing so much paparazzi, you've called different influencers that you know that you sell food, you do this, they've posted on their Instagram page, then you launch, then maybe like 500 people, or God will not help you, or Koyemi Famakin, the food critic, buys your food on the first day, then does a video about how terrible your food is, that there's stone inside the food. You go explain, oh my, you buy tripod there. You will set ring lights. Oh my, oh. You don't, you will explain. And see, even no matter how well you try to modify the cooking or making your food good or whatever, no matter whatever marketing channel you want to use, you've lost the confidence of the market. So that makes you understand one thing, why starting small, getting feedback, and remodeling till you get the perfect thing that solves the problem, regardless of your business, right, is helpful to your growth. That is what can make you scale. You cannot launch a product too early that doesn't solve the pain points, and you are charging what you think is a premium, and they now tell you it's bad. Those same set of people, you will beg them to buy chin chin from you, and they will not buy because they feel like you don't have any value to offer them. So again, marketing without a budget. Again, these things, kindly write it out. Marketing is not about reaching the most people. It's about reaching the right people repeatedly with a message that is relevant to where they are right now, meaning message that is relevant, value that is relevant to solving their pain points. The moment you can capture that market that you are solving their pain points regularly, I promise you, over and over and over and over again, you will sell and they will keep referring you. Let me tell you, there's this rule in business. The cheapest customer to ever achieve are the customers you already have, because you will spend 5 to 20 times more to achieve much more customers. So if you can keep your first set of customers, they will help you get to the remaining 500 set of customers automatically. So as founders, this is thing, marketing without a budget is called bootstrapping. But bootstrapping mostly is very sweet when your unique value proposition is very, very, very clear. Very, very clear. It allows you to harness the market easily, and you can now channel your resources, financial resources, into making the operations or the service of your product to move in a very seamless manner, improving other aspects of your value chain, provided your unique value proposition is clear and understandable. Inconsistency is the thing that kills early marketing efforts more than anything else. Posting 3 times in 1 week and disappearing for 2 weeks does not build an audience. It does not build trust. It does not build a brand. Showing up consistently, even imperfectly, will always outperform bursts or efforts followed by long silences. Kata Ife, Kata Ife. Everybody has been shouting this year. Kata Ife, yeah, Audacity is very consistent. Exactly. He was doing his rubbish continuously. I mean, I'm not justifying that what he's doing is great, but the consistency is backed by the universe, right? Consistency is backed by the universe. If you keep doing things consistently, at a point, the universe has no option than to succumb to giving you what you deserve. That's just the truth. So with your marketing, by meeting people, letting people constantly know that you have value to offer. And you know one thing, value cannot necessarily be hidden for so long. Yes, at some point, again, like I said, people will just naturally see it. So I want to move very fast. I'm sure that I've spent a lot of time talking. Marketing channels that work at the early stage, WhatsApp status. This allows you to get to your immediate customers. Content on social media. This is when you're now looking to, get to more markets after you validated your idea and your value proposition with your immediate customers that you first tried with. A consistent, well-framed WhatsApp status update keeps your offer in their awareness and reaches people with an existing baseline of trust. Social media, I mean, content on social media, even though Instagram is taking everybody's business down now, go to TikTok, go to Twitter, and next other forms of social media. But again, it's one thing that you must be communicating clearly. Choma, tell me one thing that you must be communicating clearly, either on WhatsApp or social media.
I don't understand, sir.
The marketing channel I spoke about, right? To your immediate customers and all of that. I said there is one thing that you must always communicate to your immediate customers clearly, very early on. What is that?
About your business.
Yes, about your business. But as much as possible, what are you saying about your business? You're saying the value you offer in a very simple and clear manner. You are letting them know that your business solves that problem. But you can only get their attention when, of a truth, they know that what you are saying solves the problem for real because you have identified their pain points. It's not by just coming to WhatsApp and saying, "No, I have this and this and that." If your value proposition is very clear, there'll be those that will be begging you in their DMs. Sorry, Elena, are you saying something?
No, sorry, no.
Okay. Word of mouth. Choma, did you get everything I explained just now?
Yes, I did.
Okay, thank you very much. Word of mouth, collaborations, partnering with someone who already has access to your target customer is one of the fastest ways. Yes, collaboration is very important. And one of my mentors will say something, why own 100% of nothing when you can own 50% of something? Sometimes your idea is brilliant, but you know that you do not have the access, the audience, the resources to reach that mass market and everybody you need to reach. Sometimes collaborate, right? Okay, there's this thing. Why is it that somebody that is selling a going and somebody that is selling a gigi bread, why are they always working together? It's collaboration. A going cannot sell without bread. Bread goes better with a going. The person selling bread, though, she will sell faster when she sees somebody that is selling a going because, okay, I might be interested in a going, but I know I will need bread at the same time. That's just the simple explanation of this whole collaboration thing. Look for somebody that you know that with the product you have and the product that the other person has, a merger or partnership doesn't even have to be shared profit or anything, can allow you reach more people and make your sales faster. Do you get what I'm saying? Where's my class captain? Deroke, are you there? Let me come back to you.
Yes, sir.
So now, who is your going partner for your bread business? So,
um.
mm,
So
mm,
for my business, I'm going to partner with those that are in the tech space like me.
mm.
Other people that are into other aspect of tech that I'm not into, that we can work together to.
Please note, they must be beneficial to the value that you are offering. For you now, I could propose you could look into so if one of the major problems they had is information, you could look into partnering with people that have all these small blogs, right? That as soon as you get information for good remote workers and all of that, these people help you post this information out there very quickly. That's the bread to your going.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So now that you've made because at the end of the day, the other two problems they have is what? Finances and what they call it, and time. As soon as they get the information quickly with these smaller blogs, right, they can easily quickly start looking at how they want to save money to apply for whatever they need to apply for and all of that. This is an example, right? But this is the air we're going to your bread. As many people on the call too, just find the air we're going to your bread. All right, moving on. Pricing. Pricing is one of the decisions first time founders get wrong. It has consequences that compound over time. Most founders underprice out of fear. They would be too expensive, fear that no one will pay for fear of rejection. But again, price should not reflect the outcome you deliver, not just the time or materials it costs you. If a customer's life or business is meaningfully better because of your offer, that improvement has a value. Your price should be anchored to that value, not your discomfort with asking for it. I said that before now, that people will be willing to pay for your business as long as they know that this thing that you are giving me can solve my problem. However, your pricing, you should do your research and check what the market price is. It's very important. You need to understand what the market price. If a bottle of water is selling for 200 naira, you cannot come and tell me that you want to sell your own for 50,000 naira. Where did you get your water from? Is it from the well of life? Calm down now. No, now. Maximum, you could say, based off the situations around which you're using to sell. Like if you go to the club, for example, I think a bottle of water costs as much as 5,000 naira. But that's because they know people in the club will pay for it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when they sell in the club, you see now they're not even selling the normal bottled water. They are selling very fresh water. I mean, there's a whole lot of things to it. I think I was in the club with a couple of my friends. Yes, as much as I'm much of an entrepreneur, I still am a very social person. I was in the club with a couple of my friends, and I was seeing the water. They was like, I've never seen this kind of bottled water elsewhere. I was not even bothered about the price at that point in time. I just needed the water because I was thirsty. So again, where they've positioned the water, they know you don't have a choice because they will solve my problem of thirst at that point in time, and I had no choice than to pay for it. So again, you can relate it to, as much as you know the market value of your product or service, it is tied to the perception that your customers have about your product. Do they feel like your product solves their problem? Yes, then they are willing to pay for it, regardless. So again, understanding skills. Sales is the most. I'm getting tired, but we'll push to the end. Sales is the skill most first-time founders are most afraid of, or at least prepared for. Many people avoid it because they associate it with pressure, manipulation, or the feeling of imposing on someone else. I want you to sell something to me. Eileen, I want you to sell something. I want you to sell pencil to me in the next 30 seconds. And I want you to use your knowledge of everything that we've spoken about today to sell that pencil to me. Eileen does not like talking. When you reach time to answer question, our mic will not work. Eileen, I'm waiting for you. Eileen will not talk. You guys, help us clap for Eileen. Help us. She's shy. Please, a round of applause for her, please. Let me put my own. Eileen, we see that everybody is clapping for you. We're waiting for you. Jewel, and I got Jewel. Let me have you. Sell a pencil to me with the knowledge of everything we've spoken on this call for the past 1 hour. Sell a pencil to me in 30 seconds.
Pencil.
Just
Okay.
pencil, no, small pencil.
Eh?
Yes.
Ah.
Hey. You are going through a lot. You have 20 seconds more.
I'm not really good with selling.
You are going to be a terrible founder.
Yeah, sorry, that's my weakness I'm working on.
But I said use all the knowledge of everything we've spoken about prior to this time to sell.
Okay,
And
the
I
thing
even
is that
mentioned one thing about sales itself. So give it a try. Just give it a try anyhow. I'll put you in order. Don't worry.
hey,
Hey,
okay. Hey.
Aderoke, I want you to try. This woman is very shy.
I'm not sure. I just don't know what to say.
Okay. Yeah, let's give Aderoke a try.
Okay, good, I beg you. Okay, based on what we've discussed, I should sell a
Send a
pencil to
pencil
you.
to me. You're wasting
Pencil,
our time. Pencil, oh, common pencil.
whatever. Um,
Pencil, 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 pencil.
okay.
Evergreen, I can see your hands. You will go right after Aderoke.
Should Evergreen go first?
No, you go first. Your time starts now. 30 seconds starts now.
Ah.
Hmm? Ah, eh, ooh.
I don't want to sell a pencil. Jesus. Okay.
15 seconds remaining.
Jesus Christ. I've not
Oh,
even started.
Nazareth.
I'm up.
Pencil, 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 pencil. Buy
Trevor
your
and
sharp.
Evergreen wants to talk. Let them
Evergreen,
finish
let's
out first.
Evergreen, let's see what you have.
Okay. Okay, so I guess, or rather, I believe that while you were preparing for this session,
Mm,
you had to, like, plan and jot down things. So I'm
mm,
sure you must have used a biro, and I'm sure you must have scribbled a lot and had so many, papers all over the place.
mm.
So what if you could use something that allowed you to clean it off and write
Ah,
over again?
I'll
And
clean my
what if
ideas. The ideas I wrote down before, I'll clean it.
and
Ah,
what if you could use something where you would not be scared to, like, write anywhere? You could write on your wall, you could write on your piece of paper,
ah.
you could
You're already teaching me the
write on your
structure. No,
table.
you are not selling this pencil to me. Blessing. Okay, no, no. Chioma's hands was up first. Chioma, sell to me, please. Evergreen, I'm not buying your pencil. You will spoil my house.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm going to come back to you. But okay, let Chioma before I teach. Chioma, yeah, let's go. Blessing, I'm coming to you too.
Okay,
30
sister,
seconds.
let me give it a try.
Mm.
So, I would like to ask you, do you know what a pencil is?
Mm, I think so. I think I used it in primary school.
Okay.
Mm.
So, what did you use it for then?
We know then as kids we used to use it to write. So when we make mistakes, we'll erase it off, then we'll write again.
Okay, that's
Mm.
good. Do you know that
Mm.
you can use it for something else other than what you initially use it for? Like maybe you can use it to draw beautiful ideas.
Are you
Or
serious?
yes,
Okay,
you
tell
can.
me more.
Yes,
Okay,
I use
30
it to
seconds
draw.
is up. 30 seconds is up, Chioma. Let's move to Blessing.
Okay, so before I say this pencil, I want to ask a question.
All
Like,
right.
have you ever been in a situation where you needed to write down an idea or sign
Mm.
an important document or take notes in a class and
Mm.
had nothing to write with?
Mm.
So that's where this pencil comes in.
Okay.
So this is not just a pencil, it is a tool that turns your thoughts into something real.
Mm.
So every business plan, every exam passed starts with a writing instrument. So unlike
Mm.
a pen, a pencil lets you make mistakes and correct them. Like it give you the freedom to learn, create, and improve without fear of getting it wrong the first time.
Okay. All right. I need you guys to read the second paragraph of what is on the page. My
Okay.
slide I'm sharing. Blessing, please read it out for us.
Please, can you show us the screen again?
The screen is up. Can't you see it?
Okay. A good sale conversation is a dialogue, not a pitch.
Okay.
The founder who talks the most usually sell the least. The founder who listens the most closes the best.
All right. Now, out of the three people that tried to sell pencils to me, who do you think will sell the most pencils? Who do you think will sell the most pencils? I didn't get answer. Between Evergreen, Chioma, and Blessing.
So I think Chioma.
You think Chioma?
Yeah.
Okay. Why not Blessing and why not Evergreen? No, why not Evergreen?
Because I think Evergreen was the last person that spoke.
No,
Abi?
she was the first. She was the first. She wanted me to destroy my house.
Oh, okay. I think she was only just like talking about what the pencil can do and not really letting the buyer also like have a say in.
Okay. And what in the second line of my slide, what does that say? The founder who talks the most usually sells the least.
Yes.
And the founder who listens the most usually closes the best.
Best. Yes.
Please, a round of applause to everybody who tried. Evergreen, Blessing, and this thing. I'm not picking any winner. Me, I shall know that I will buy pencil. I shall buy. Well, I don't know who I will buy pencil from. It does not concern anybody. I shall buy pencil. However, though, I want you to take something out of this. I said this earlier in class. Sales is the process of asking the most questions. And what are you asking from? For you want to identify their pain points. You see, two things has not left this conversation. Pain points. After which you then provide value. Blessing was quick and eager to provide value, but she said she started with, I have a question to ask. But she didn't ask the question. She went straight into providing value. Chioma, on the other hand, asked questions, very interesting questions, but she was not able to take me through the value curve effectively. You see the difference between three of them? So now you need to now learn how to merge the three of them. Asking the right questions, proffering value, and closing the sale. I want to use an example which I said before. The Chinese people I sold the car to. I mentioned that immediately I noticed the barrier of their translator, I had to start using hand signals and a lot of things to understand their pain point, understand what they wanted before I started what? Presenting them cars that I think would solve what they wanted. Then we moved forward to negotiating and closing the sale. So first, I listened to their pain points by asking questions, right? I used the extract of the questions that I understood from their pain points to prefer a solution to them. Then I closed the sale. Whatever your product is, you first need to ask questions because that will be what to make you understand if this person is your ideal customer or it's just going to be a waste of time. If not, you will talk to 1 billion people in one day. But if you start asking, in fact, because all the people that were just going straight to all you were doing was gala, 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 gala. That's all I was hearing. But you draw me in, you understand what I want, I feel comfortable. You build trust, you build a good rapport, right? Then you go forward to providing the value. Oh, this thing I have can solve that exact problem that you have. Not you imprinting your own idea on somebody like, no, you must buy this pencil, say. What if I don't need pencils? What if What if my hand is broken? I cannot hold pencil. And you do not know. You're not shouting pencil, 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 pencil in my hand. They play. You eat your pencil by yourself. Basically, you listen when you ask questions. You clearly state the value that you're providing. Then you close the sale. That's a complete sale process. Listen, profess solution, then you close the sale. It's 3 arms. A lot of things happen through this middle. You understand? Sometimes it's a whole lot of, back and forth, etc, convincing, but those are your 3 building pillars. Listening is very, very important. You must be ready to be a listener. A lot of people don't know how to listen. You think they are listening, but they are not. Don't be eager to state your value. Be eager to understand your customer. Then you propose your value, then you close the sale. And that's why I spent a lot of time on what do they call it? Customer identification and customer pain points, because it's the most important part. If you get it wrong, they are not even doing business at all. They are just doing a hobby. Retention. Again, I said something earlier that retaining your customers is more important than getting new customers. Yes. Do you understand? Because you would make more money off your customers that you currently have, and you call it your customer lifetime value. How much money you can get from your customers is much more important than the money you want to go and make from new customers. You need to let them feel the sense of trust and compatibility with your product so much that they stay so much with your product, they don't go elsewhere. It increases your competitive advantage because you build a strong customer base. I want to use this person for example, Diary of a Nigerian Girl, Dang, that sells cosmetic skincare products and all of that. You see the kind of customer base she has, you see the retention she has, brilliant. They are going to keep buying from her over and over again. Because when you retain them effectively, it is proof that your business actually solves the problem. You can now start showing, oh, we're selling to over 10,000 people that have been with us since 2020. Since 2021. So customer retention is very important. It is how you retain your customers. Every founder who is focused entirely on acquisition while ignoring retention is running a business with a leak in the bottom. You pour customers in from the top and lose them out of the bottom at roughly the same rate. I did give an example of my friends that started the whole sales process after they got funding. They were very good at sales and all of that. Then immediately they got money like this, they were so focused on improving the technology and they forgot about sales. They were no longer retaining customers, and the customers started leaving one after the other. And when investors came, let us see your books. Are you no longer making sales? Oh? We gave you money because you people were making sales. Now you are building up. We're not giving you money again. And that's how the business was bankrupt. And that's how the business died. So retention is very important. You must retain your customers. So these are retention strategies to look at. You do not need a sophisticated CRM or a loyalty program to retain customers. When you're starting, you need intentionality and consistency. Follow up after every purchase. Sales, your customer experience must be good. Not after you sell to them, even after. Again, not only when you sell to them, even after. I mentioned the Chinese guys, even after they bought the cars from me, I provided other services for them. I was always calling them, I was always knowing this and that. Reward loyalty in small, meaningful ways. The loyalty I rewarded them was doing their car papers for them. And I asked for feedback a week after. Are you enjoying the cars? Oh, yes. Oh, they said when their expatriates come into Nigeria again, they'll buy more cars. And they did actually buy more cars. For a fact. So, very important. Now, getting from 1 to 100. Getting from 0 to 100 is about courage. Getting from 100 to is about systems. The thing that you got the first customer, the thing that got you the first customer, personal outreach, word of mouth, and also will start to reach their natural limits, where somewhere between 10 and 30 customers. What takes you beyond that is doing more of the same things other. It is building reputable processes that work without requiring your full attention every single time. This begins to come when you begin to look into your business model better. Your business model. I mentioned by the time you now start servicing more people, you cannot be doing, you can't be going. I think I mentioned Aderonke, for example, saying you can't keep going to Unilag every time, every day to sell to these people. You begin to understand how you need to start creating systems, how you can reach these people, maybe a Telegram community, right? Or a WhatsApp community or something, a way that you can harness more people, you can keep them together, you can get more people. You can go from 0 to 30 with your first set of people, family, friends, and representatives around you. But from the next set of people is now going to be word of mouth, and you, pardon me, you showing the value that you've provided to these 30 people. Very important. You need to be very vocal about what you've done before, because that's what is going to give the vote of confidence to the people that will not have direct access to you for you to always convince. So your value proposition must be clear and it is helpful. Systems is very important. So common mistakes that a lot of people make: talking to everyone and reaching no one. You see, chasing new customers while losing existing customers. Retention, underpricing, then running out of energy. You're not making so much money and waiting for conditions to be perfect before selling. Growth is like these flowers that are here. It is not a straight line. It does not look like a smooth curve upward. You will see shege. Oh, I can tell you down now. Yeah, you will still found that city, but I mean, I don't advise you to. You will come. There are days, and it's mostly ladies that you will cry. Ha, you will cry. I advise that you start buying tissue paper, face towel. Start buying it down because they will be crying. There are days that you will cry. There are days that they will laugh at you. But you must be consistent. But the beauty of it is, let me explain one thing to you, and I'll use my personal stories. The beauty of the process. The process is very, very beautiful, even more beautiful than the destination. A lot of people are so focused on the destination. I want to build my product to be this. I want to be serving 1,000 customers. The beauty of running a business is when dispatch rider runs away with your product. Yes, I'm telling you for a fact. The beauty of is when customer tells you he has paid and he sends fake screenshots. It sounds like I'm delusional, but I'm telling you, because those are the things that teach you about the faults in your systems. Those are the things that teach you about the defects in your systems. Now, when you learn the lessons across these plenty mistakes, by the time you get to the destination, meaning your business is now fully solid, you know that you've eliminated as many mistakes as you should have in the process. So don't see the mistakes and the failures that you face alongside as the end of the game, as something that this business is not for me. It is a learning curve. In fact, I'm telling you, I'm this, and that. You're looking at my portfolio, is good. I lost $2 million in 2020, and I was in debt of millions of naira. And I had EFCC issue, I had police issue for money that I did not steal. It was a very dark time in my life. But that one thing is one of the most redefining moments for me in my life. I have grown exponentially well across all forms of my life after that moment. Before that time, I thought I had a lot of money. I'd even signed this guy's Wole Agba and this guy Dele, like, oh, this guy will be my influencers. I was going to this and that and this and that. But the beauty of the process itself is the real essence of entrepreneurship, not the destination. I'm not even where I'm going to yet. I don't even think I'm even 0.2% close to where I'm finally going to be, where the vision is. But I make sure that through this process itself, I make sure I do everything effectively as I should. I go at it with all my heart. Anything I'm doing, I do it like I want to die because I'm here enjoying the process. I'm locking in, I'm having fun, and I'm doing it as badass as I can do it. And at this point, it's not beginning to give me much more freedom. It's beginning to give me much more experience. When I talk to people now, like, okay, now this is a different type of individual. It's no longer, oh, I want to have the biggest company in the world. Like, on my way to having the biggest company in the world, I've done this and that. I'm like, man, you some nigga right there. And that's the beauty of the process. So growth will not always feel beautiful. You must learn from the failures. You will learn from your ideation, having to go back to ideation many times, from you trying your product. Like I said, me cooking now, people telling me my food is bad. It doesn't mean I have to stop there. As long as you know that the value that you want to give to your customers is real and is working and is functional, keep going at it. You would fail multiple times. In fact, you're going to fail more times than you win. This point, I think we're not even doing customer this. We're already doing motivational speaking. Only me, they did not pay me for this one. Oh. Well, at this point, you're going to fail more times than you actually win. And I'm telling you, will fail ill. I told you, go and buy a pack of tissue down. Now that it's cheap, you see, as the number economy is going. If tissue is still 15 naira, go and buy it. Oh. You will cry. Oh. You okay? It's okay. Moving on. So this is some of the key takeaways from this class. Know your customers before you try to reach them, meaning identifying them. Your first customers are closer than you think. Where I said charity begins at home, marketing is consistency, meaning consistently putting out the value, letting people see it. It's not going to be beautiful, it's not going to be rosy, but just keep going at it. Sales is a service, not an imposition, meaning you must let them feel like you're about to serve them by listening, then you offer your value, and you don't have to force it. If the person is not seeing the value, let it go. They are not your customer. You don't have to impose your solution on them. Now, retention is where sustainable growth lives. And I mentioned the best customer you can have are the existing ones that you have, not the ones that you are chasing out there. It's only Jesus that can leave 99 and go and chase one. You go try and first. You'll come back to nothing in your house. From 1 to 100 is a system, not a sprint. You know, I said growth is consistent. So now this is my task for everybody here, and I'm going to be sharing one more thing. One sentence describing exactly what you offer, who it is for, and the problem it solves. I'm going to be asking Miss Mide for everybody's entry. I will drop my email, and I'll be expecting an email that will contain all the assignments I'm given. And what the first thing here is your unique value proposition, meaning you have identified your customers. You inside that thing, you're going to talk about your problem statement for your business, for your individual businesses. You've identified the problem and the gap that you've identified, and the unique value that you're using to solve. Meaning you are performing a sales process on paper. You are looking at, okay, this is the problem all my customers are facing. It must be clear. Your problem statement should not be more than 3 lines. Your unique value proposition should not be more than 3 lines. If you come and give me plenty story, I first tell Mr. Sunday to first delete you from the group chat. We're going to your house. You are not ready to do business. Yeah, going to your house. Your problem statement should not be more than 3 lines. Your unique value proposition should not be more than 3 lines. Then you identify 3 specific people in your existing network who fit your ideal customer profile. Meaning, from people that you think, okay, this person, we both finish from school. This person also needs remote work at this thing. Identify 3 people. I need their age, the demographic, meaning age, gender, and sex. What am I saying? Age, gender, and their location, rather. The first message you will send to them to start a real conversation. Meaning, if you're supposed to pitch to them again in 4 lines, you will write it out. Then one marketing channel you want to commit to reach these 3 people consistently for the next 30 days. You don't have to enter their WhatsApp DMO. It could be on your WhatsApp status. Now, what you will do in the next 48 hours after your first customer pays you, I'll still leave that one for now. I'm going to share the business model canvas that I showed earlier. And if you notice, I didn't talk about the other 9 components there because we are focused on customer analysis. So I'm going to share the 4 components only and what they mean. It already contains some of the things that are going to be in customer question 1, your unique value proposition, your customer segment, which is number 2, right? Your channel, which is how you want to get out to them, and your customer relationship, which is the first conversation you want to have with them. So that's what I'm asking for. Do you understand? I'm going to highlight it, send it to Miss, and she will send it to the whole class. And I'll be expecting this latest by Wednesday this week. It's not a very difficult something. And that brings me to the end of my session. Thank you very much for having me. It was supposed to be a 30-minute session, but I think we used 2 because this is the most important part of this process. Thank you so
Thank you. Thank you so much. Please, guys, let's show our reactions. Let's show our reactions. Let's appreciate
much,
it.
guys, for having me. I am very grateful. I'm just a very
Thank
humble
Thank you.
person.
Thank you so much. It is of no doubt that this session is very, very impactful and insightful. We got to, discover, even uncovered a lot of things. And I'm very sure most of us,
Sorry,
if not
Adekoya.
all of us,
I think your audio is
yes.
bad.
Oh,
It's bad. The way you're talking is really vibrating my camera, my session.
how about
Okay.
now? Is it any better?
No, it's distorting.
Oh,
Wow. Hey. On this thumbs up and clapping is really, really great. Oh, thank you so much.
is it okay now? Or
Yeah, it's still really, it's still
oh,
very, very distorted. Ah, thank you. I'm clapping for myself too.
your network big.
I think it's my network, but I think I can hear you. But so you can just go ahead since everybody can hear you.
Oh, okay. I just want to show our appreciation, say thank you, because it's of no doubt that this session is has so much value to us. And I'm very sure most of us, if not all of us, to go back to our drawing board to put out this information that you've given us today to structure our businesses and entrepreneurship journey moving forward. We really do appreciate you so very much. This is very rare. It's not found anywhere. I can't say. People pay for this. Thank you. Thank you again. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. Please, if you have any question, we have 10 minutes for question and answer session. It's 10 minutes. Please, if you have any question at all for our facilitator, please raise your hand and ask questions. Also, the feedback session, the feedback form is on the chat box. Please, it's important to put in your feedback. It will help us navigating the rest of this program. Any question, please?
Thank you so much, Adebola. I feel like we had a full masterclass, right? It went beyond the just sales to problem validation, customer validation, and thank you so much for the time you also took. Can you still hear us very well?
Yes, I can. Yes, I very much can.
Awesome. So we're going to gather the take home you've given. We're going to just once we get them, we're going to send them over. You get that with the week. Guys, if you have any question, we've already said it earlier that it's always very good to engage, live on the call, and because that way you also get to have one-on-one validation and even extra feedback, on your business idea, right? So if you have any question, this is the best time to actually still hold on to Ademola right now. Ask. You can just raise your hand. And as we are waiting for others, I think we've already spent 2 minutes, so we have just about 8 minutes more for that. So if you have any question, just raise your hands. And for others, as we're waiting for, we can just use that time to also start feeling the feedback. Feedback is very important. We take it very
Just a
seriously.
minute. Let me leave the call and join back immediately. I think the audio is from my ends. I'll just do that and join back. Just in 30 seconds, please.
All right.
While you still disseminate the information, I'll be back before you're done.
Okay. All right, guys. So if anyone has questions, this is the perfect time to actually just ask. And if you need any clarification on the assignment, you can also ask now. If you don't have any, we encourage you to use the form to share your feedback, right? Okay, Chioba. You can get a pencil from, okay. I think Aderon can just say in the chat. Yeah, so use the feedback form. We are going to be rounding up very, very soon. And I really want to commend every one of us for, staying till now, right? It's on a Sunday and you really did not have to sign up for this, join the session, but you did. So well done. That says a lot about who you are and the passion that you actually bring into your venture. So we'll be here for the next 5 more minutes. If anyone has any question, this is the golden chance. Ask. If you don't, use the feedback form, but don't leave yet. Our we just say goodbye before we leave. But just hold on. Once you're done with the feedback form, hold on. We just have less than 5 more minutes on the call, right? And welcome back, Ademola. Can you hear us?
Thank you. Yes, I am.
Okay, awesome. All right, I feel like we covered a whole lot. I can't see. Okay, yeah, I can see Shalom. Okay, so Shalom, you have 1 minute to ask your question. So the floor is yours.
All right, thank you very much. So that part of selling a pencil to Mr. Ademola was very interesting for me. And yes, I understand that you said we should have like a conversation with the person we are selling to so we can actually close the deal. But honestly, how would you sell a pencil to someone like yourself who I'm sure doesn't use it?
Oh, I do use a pencil. I still used one yesterday. So
Okay.
again, before you, and it is really dependent on your customer segment. Okay, you must be defined with your customer segment. So now you're not necessarily going to sell a pencil to somebody in the university or someone like me. I'm not your ideal customer, regardless of the questions you ask me. But if you're going to a school, a primary school, and saying you produce pencils or you import pencils, now you need to ask them structured questions. Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, you're going to the primary school, for example. That's my market segment. I understand the kind of people that fit into needing of pencil. So I go to a primary school, like, oh, how do you source for pencils for your pupils? Oh, they buy it on the road. Okay, what if we can provide them these pencils? Maybe they buy it on the road for 15 naira. Now I can provide these pencils for 14 naira. But the school has to sell it to them. The school will create a structure whereby every student has to buy a pencil from you. Why? Because maybe there's a unique value your pencil is producing. Maybe other pencils, the lead finishes quickly. That's the black thing that they're actually writes, finishes quickly. And like, oh, your own has a new technology from China, this and that. It could not even be schools. It could be these same retailers that sell on the road. Pricing could be your strategy, right? It's all about knowing your ideal customer and knowing how to extract the information from them and then proposing your value. So I'm a difficult person that you can sell pencil to. As much as it is a need, it's not a problem for me. So don't be quick to sell needs. Be rather willing to solve problems. And that's why I mentioned your business itself must be solving a problem for a particular business segment that feels genuine when you are proposing your value. Do I take that again?
I got it. Thank you very much.
You got it. All right. So when you're solving the problem, you must be sure that who you're solving the problem to. I'm not the ideal customer who needs a pencil. You're probably selling to parents. So maybe PTA meeting. You go to the school and tell them, oh, maybe every PTA meeting, I want to come and pitch to the parents why they need to buy this pencil rather than the one they buy on the street. Then you now go there to pitch the importance of your own pencil rather than when you are talking about just selling pencils as a whole. You see that I've been able to segment my customer rather than the mass market. So that's exactly the part of segmentation rather than sales. I noticed that's why I spent ample time explaining the aspect of customers before sales. Sales is a very easy process as long as you've gotten your customer segment and your unique value proposition well defined. So I hope that answers the question, ma'am.
It does. Thank you.
Thank you. I think Jewel also has her hands up, so let's go.
Sir, thank you, sir. This session was very impactful. But there was something you were telling Shalom that really caught my attention. You said we
Yes.
shouldn't sell needs, we should sell problems. And
Yes.
then I can remember doing economics class, they taught us that need is something that, because there's what we have needs and there's wants,
Okay.
right? And
Okay.
I know that needs is a basic something that everybody really is something that is it's really pressurized, because if you don't have it, that means it's going to be a problem.
Okay. So now, just maybe you could pardon my vocabulary, right? Don't sell wants, sell needs. Needs that look like problems. Does that answer the question now?
Okay. Yes,
Uh-huh.
it does.
So I would want a pencil, or maybe I would need a pencil for an exam, but it's not necessarily a problem for me because I'm not in the customer segment. But children in primary school need a pencil. They don't want a pencil. Do you understand? Now, finding a
Yeah.
functional pencil might be a problem. Now, okay, what of architects, people that do technical drawing in secondary schools? You know, there are even special pencils they need
Yeah.
and all of that, not what they want. So you see that now the customer segment is beginning to open up in the same pencil market. The same pencil that you want to sell to me, see other pieces that I've identified for you that you can, go into. So that's when you now begin to develop your unique value to fit into that need and the problem. So don't just sell what you feel like people would want. Be sure that it's specific, that is actually solving a problem, because it's only when you're solving a problem that's when they want to pay for it. Or else you do business, you will structure, you will design app, you do everything. Only you'll be using your app. You will make payments by yourself. You go to backend, you validate it by yourself. You'll be very happy. All right. Any other question?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So I can't see any other hands raised, so I'm going to assume there are no other questions. But we will get Ademola's email. So is it okay if